Stetson back on his head and squinted up into the blazing sun, wondering what in blue blazes he was doing back in Florida. If not for his promise to Ma, he would still be in Montana, working the rundown ranch he'd recently sunk every penny into buying. But then his father had died. Ma had called, and now here he was, fighting to save the ranch his father had kicked him off of 17 years ago. Cole shook his head and rubbed a hand on the back of his neck as he scanned the area. Another cow had given birth to a deformed calf early this morning, which made the third this month. The vet was trying to help him find the cause, but so far, nothing. He sighed. This was not the way to get the ranch out of the red. Ma had seriously hedged when she said things were a little lean. If he didn't figure out a way to turn things around fast, the situation was going to get a lot worse than lean. They were headed straight for foreclosure. He placed a booted foot on the paddock rail as he watched one of the dirt roads that came onto the ranch, still soggy after an early morning rain shower. A girly little blue hybrid slipped and slid through the mud as the driver fought to make forward progress. He squinted. Nobody came in the back way, through the mud, in a car like that, on purpose, which meant they were either selling vacuum cleaners or religion, or they were lost. As the car sank down in the mud on the other side of the paddock, the driver's side opened and a beautiful woman with a cloud of curly black hair gingerly stepped out and immediately sank ankle-deep in the mud. Cole grinned as the woman flailed and tugged, trying to pull her feet from the quagmire. He figured he should lend a hand. He crossed the paddock and ducked under the fence to hear the woman muttering about ruining her favorite shoes as she tried to extricate herself from the mire. "Can I help you?" She hadn't heard him approach and yelped in surprise. She tried to spin around, but with her feet stuck, she wobbled and would have fallen. He reached out a hand to steady her just as she lunged backward to free herself. He managed to scoop her into his arms and brace his feet so they didn't both end up in the mud. Before he could get a secure grip on her, she started squirming. "Let me go! Put me down!" she demanded. Cole grinned as he shifted his hold. She was cute, issuing orders while in his arms, and her snug curves felt really nice tucked against his chest, but he wouldn't think about that right now. "Easy there, darling, or we're both going to end up in the mud." "Put me down! Who are you?" Cole headed over to the fence and carefully set her on the top rail, caging her with his arms so she wouldn't topple over. He grinned at her disgruntled expression. "I'm the guy whose family owns this property. Who are you?" "Oh, Wait." She pushed the hair out of her face, and her eyes widened as she studied him. "Cole? Cole Sutton?" Cole looked closer at the chocolate brown eyes, the rich mocha-colored skin, the big puff of hair, and recognition dawned. When her eyes darted to his right arm and she bit her lip as she looked away, a twinge of pain shot through his once shattered elbow, along with a sharp prick of remembered anger. Who knew what his relationship with his father would have been if she hadn't single-handedly ruined his chances for a football scholarship with her crazy do-gooder ways? He deliberately thickened his drawl. "Well, I'll be, if it isn't little Evie the Crusader. What are you doing back in town? Last I heard you were off in D.C. saving the world." Eve shook her head, and for an insane moment he was tempted to see if that cloud of hair was as soft as it looked. Maybe not saving the world, but trying to keep the drinking water safe. Her glance skimmed his arm. "How are things with you?" He shrugged, kept his eyes focused on her face as he straightened his arm, then bent it again. "I'm fine, thanks." She winced. "How long have you, been back in Safe Harbor?" He did not want to get into a discussion of that long-ago day his father kicked him out, so he said, "Since just after my father passed away 2 months ago."